Hey, everybody, welcome to TPIM SR Live. Wow. Wow. You know, folks, I do want to thank God, thank the Most High. But I think today's episode hopefully will be illuminating like yesterday's. Hold on, let me scoot that down. Trying to get this. There we go. All right. We're going to talk about heaven. We're going to talk about it in the sense of what it really is. A lot of people fail to realize the full implication of our very lives. A lot of people fail to realize the very implication of the energy, quite literally, that I'm speaking to now. Wherever you are, you have existed. The individual, has always existed. Per not in this form. The only thing that was truly created, and this is 100%, would be your body that you possess right now. But it was only created in the sense that a sperm and an egg had to come together, where two or more come together, he's in the midst. But the consciousness that dwelled in that little protoplasm of just cells, that don't magically come as soon as you come out of the pussy. That doesn't magically just appear. So many trimesters into the pregnancy. That shit is there. So heaven. All we're truly dealing with that ideal, or hell, or purgatory, or Shangri-La, or Nirvana, or utopia, or whatever unrealistic conditions, a state of being you want to subscribe to. What does it take to get there? I mean, to reach nirvana, you have to get ascension, right? To reach the Christian heaven, you have to accept Jesus Christ, right? To enter into the Muslims' version of heaven, you have to accept Allah. And the thing goes on and on and on. The only reason why I bring this up, I've received a letter from a viewer who is in the process of transforming into the next form, which honestly, y'all, we are all in this process. We are all constantly growing. We are all constantly developing as individuals. Some of us are trying to develop as groups. Don't forget, yeah. Heaven will only be what you make it. Hell will only be what you make it. Purgatory, once again, will only be what you make it. See, here's the beauty of the thing. All of you guys can bullshit around, come up with your wacky cults, come up with your powerful religion. But when the real Most High shows up, all that stuff is cut out. The Most High's movement is not predicated on some writing. It's not validated by your feelings or your belief. It's immutable. That is where we come into the next phase, a Z program. Hold on. Because this ideal of a God, it can get really tricky. This ideal of divinity, this notion that only the wealthy members of society are the most privileged and endowed and beloved by the creator of us all. Notice I didn't say the Most High, I just said the creator of us all. This is when we get into the slippery slope of somehow, just because the right sperm and egg meets up on something, the right consciousness is dwelling within that vessel. Your consciousness is not tied to the DNA body you possess, idiots. That's why when you really think about it, the sexism, racism, homophobicism, whatever isms you want to subscribe to is kind of silly. Because chances are, if you're too proficient or you're too good, when you come full circle, you'll probably be on the opposite side of all of your desires. Because here's the real dilemma. Either we live in the world where everyone is valued, everyone's valued, and allowed, and it is allowance, liberty and freedom. Or we live in this amalgamation of a world where liberty and freedom are cool core concepts, but in practice, it's more oppression and censorship. In practice, it is more heads getting split and backs being shot. So how does one reconcile this? How do we go from this real world into an ideal version of it? Quote unquote heaven. Well, right now, the eggheads believe it's going to be technology. How well did it work for those other advanced technology races out there in the universe? How well did technology work? Now, we understand, and this is for all my agricultural friends yelling, and yeah, it's true, let's get back to the dirt. I'm sorry, that's not an option either. This is the dilemma. The Pandora's box is open. Technology is loose. Some will argue it's always been here. What's the difference between a Greek citizen believing in Zeus, believing in Hades and the underworld and the fields of Elysium and all this crap, than a citizen of the United States, Jerry Falwell Jr., believing in his blind, blue-eyed Jesus, preaching his preach, being the president of a university because he came from the right protoplasm. That's like high and fancy way of saying jizz. And an egg, a human egg. I mean, that's why we call women chickens, because chickens lay eggs. Women, y'all lay eggs. course, they're very, very tiny eggs. And really, as you think about it, God's really nice, because look at the chicken. This chick has to have a period every day, right? Because she lays an egg. And when you guys have your period, that's when you're dropping your eggs. When we have honest conversations about the situation on the ground, look at this. Look at this. Look what popped up. Missing and exploiting children. Dante Lamont Zachary. Dante is believed to be in the local area. He has twists in his hair and the sides are shaved. Dante has a scar on his chest and a tattoo on his left arm. He wears glasses. Dante. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? Is he in purgatory? Or is he merely on the earth with his girlfriend? Let's hope the latter's true. But no, this is what happens when we equate divinity to a human being. This guy's going to be deified in his life. You know why? Because you got some true believers out there. True believers. Oh, Trump is the future. And that's the sad bit. I've told you time and time again, the political solution has been given a shot. And I believe it was given a New York Gipper. It was given a shot. But it's quite obvious we are in a constant stalemate when it comes to the political solution. We're in a situation where things will look good. Funding's going to be there. Boom, funding doesn't go, it runs out, never gets renewed. And the funding that did get put out there was siphoned by basically the enemy faction. But back to the farewell guy. Because the letter I read, and once again, this is all the internet. Okay, I know a lot of my emails could be trolls, but the letter I read came from alumni of that school and an ex-member of that church. Listen, I want to speak on Christianity for 1 second. When you read the stories, and you hear the stories told over and over and over, you realize Jesus Christ never had a base of operation. In other words, he never had, this little stone hut, this temple, this wooden structure, this pyramid, this, that, or the third, was in any way, shape, his base of operations. Now, one could argue, well, that's true because the whole world is his. Okay. But he had no mailing address. Reality number 2. He appeared never to use his powers for personal gain. In other words, he knew when droughts were coming, he knew everything. He essentially was God. Now, this is under Christian understanding, yeah. Protestant, not Catholic. There's a subtle difference. So what happens? Well, let's look at it with our mind's eyes. Use your imagination, guys. Use that supercomputer up there. Listen up. It's around the first century. Roman Empire's cracking off. Julius Caesar's conquered the fags, the Greeks. And there's a Negro of the tribe of Negroes, which were the Hebrews, walking around doing all these things, talking crazy. The Jews that were installed, even back in them days, the money changers. The Negro runs up, man, you guys, man, holding all this money. People can roll up in here and profess their sins into a dove, and y'all kill the dove and get the money for that, or kill the goat if it's too bad, like Falwell Jr. for being a super cuck. That's what he was. He was a cuck, a guy that sits there in the corner. And let's be honest, what he was doing. He was sitting in the corner whacking off while his wife was engaged in carnival knowledge with their buddy, with the pool guy, with the ambitious guy from the hotel. Now you do that Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, you'll wake up, go out there, wag your finger at whores, drunkards, dope heads. Well, none of them are in your audience. I get that. But those are the people that we're targeting. He'll be snarling with old Trump. I bring this to your attention so that now you can understand who is the true antichrist. When you have the picture of the real Christ in your head, and every antichrist that Nostradamus pointed out, not one of them had nappy hair. Nostradamus suggested Napoleon Bonaparte was the first antichrist. Hitler was the second. And if racial trends continue, well, then we know what the third antichrist should look like. This is the fundamental level of Zionism. What is Zionism? I mean, really, let's just break it down. No Google, just human to human. Zionism is the ideal that by doing certain things, it's like a key that will unlock events that has to transpire. In other words, the third temple being rebuilt in Israel, in Jerusalem, okay? The third temple, so that the Jewish people have a traditional place of worship. Now, here's the kicker. The thing is maneuvered in such a way that if Israel falls, well, it's a domino effect, yeah. Protestants will crumble. Catholicism would crumble. Why? Well, maybe not so much Catholicism, but definitely Protestantism, because it suggests that once you see Israel restored on the map again, that country cannot be defeated. And there's another bonus. If you're a country that helps them, you'll be blessed. Well, if you're living in an ethno state, a white ethno state, and this world is run on white supremacy, well, yeah, no wonder you get help and blessings if you go along with the program. Now, don't forget, there has to be enemies. So by default, there's a portion of humanity that's slated for deletion. This, my friends, is the true reality in which you live in. Quite literally, in most of your lives, if you're living any substantial time on this earth, you have quite literally seen the rise of the king of the East. You have quite literally seen China go from, oh, we just sit on the side of the river eating noodles, to, yeah, we got attack submarines, nuclear powered, basically Trident missile knockoff equipped. You see, this ideal of the Pope, a prophet, a sign, the antichrist, all these ideals are put here, designed. Well, they're put here, they're designed for you to draw off this magical incantations instead of going to the source yourself and pulling out pieces of knowledge. Where did all the technology come from? Where did the internet truly, where was the inspiration for the internet truly coming from? How do we understand taking the stinky black substance called crude oil? If you ever smell crude oil, gal, it smells like a big ass fart. But anyhow, breaking that down, you can get all these different products, from kerosene to motor oil. Also, another fun side note, many of you, due to the proliferation of plastic, have plastic in your bodies right now, microplastics. Because plastics really don't break down. They kind of like shrivel up in a way, but they'll be in the environment for millions of years to come. And let's be honest, without plastic, many of you wouldn't be able to enjoy the lifestyle you enjoy today. And that gets us back to heaven. That gets us back to the condition of the energy. What condition? Many of you guys are going to leave this planet fucking whacked out. I'm sorry, you guys are. You're going to have some fucked up ideology. You're going to have some basically missing the hidden meaning type shit in your very being. Thus, I guess that's why many people relate to the ideal of a soul coming back, finishing the work it should have done. No, there ain't no coming back. Not in that respect. Potentially, there's coming back in a new form, which would only make sense, seeing how we're all trapped. But let's get on to this story. We have a tornado, not a tornado, but a hurricane hitting this nation right now as we speak, or as I speak. I can't get it all in frame. Here's some of the van damage. All right. Here's a story we were talking about yesterday. China and the rockets Now you notice that Trump, he doesn't go in hard on the Chinese. Now he'll say a couple things about Xi Jinping, President Ping or Xi, Communist Party chairman, but he doesn't go in hard. Now, if this would have been Kim Jong Il, if he would have still be alive and conscious, oh, he would have called him all kinds of rocket man, called him all out of his name. Why? Because it's just a show, folks. It's just a show. U.S. death toll, 180,000. 180,000. Where did they go, Yao? Did they go to heaven? Did they go to hell? Did they go to purgatory? Did some of them dip off to Shangri-La? A few kicked in Nirvana? Fuck it. Some even went to Valhalla, the Fields of Elysium, or Hades, or Helheim. Some went through the Great Walkabout. Or are they being reborn in other societies, other nations? Basically, the anti-American forces just got 180,000 stronger, give or take a few. Because when you think of 180,000 people, that's basically a small city. Just think of it, everyone dead. No, that's not even the true death rate of this planet. There's 7 billion of us. We're constantly dying, but the numbers are constantly increasing. Now, for one, China's lying about their population. We should know who is the most people on this planet. Where's the biggest continent? I'm sure they get accurate tallies of people. But for years of exterminating people on the continent, and that makes me sad. All the vaccines, trials, all the bogus medicines. I talked to a dear friend in Ghana the other day. There were suggestions that China is shipping in bogus prescription drugs to these people. Because China likes to make art, like artificial pellets and eggs and food in general, like straight up artificial. Let's see, at least here in the United States, we genetically modify the shit. So even if you do get seed to grow from the stupid shit, you're still getting a good old Roundup and all that stuff embedded in the seed to kill the vermin. It's like, what type of whack job scientists determine humans who consume the end product as vermin? Probably eugenicists, no doubt. Hold on. I had a. I can't stop it. I can't escape this dream, man. I had a dream about this earthquake. It was almost like Fukushima 3.0, man. It hit the nuclear power plant, caused a major meltdown on both of their primary reactors. Once again, it was right there by a water source. They tried to, douse it, but it just kept on burning like to the core of the earth, never stopping. You know, maybe the one, I guess, positive thing we could take from all forms of religious systems, and that is the ideal of possession. The ideal that energy can be placed into, a can, a paper clip, a TV set, whatever, and that could actually be a vessel for life. Because that's true, then that means the same thing could be said for plasma or lava or fire or ice. What am I saying, y'all? I'm saying the die has been cast. I'm saying as soon as you see this third temple erected in record time, and as a member of the construction community, I find that awesome. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. It's not going to be for you. Those of you who are chosen, you guys already know who you are. And thanks for listening to the show. But those who are basically condemned, the unchosen, let's just say that, the unchosen. That sounds a lot more PC than useless eaters. I choose to call you all the unchosen. The unchosen, fuck the dumb shit. You have a lot to offer the universe. Hopes and prayers, one. Ambition, you can open up a hot dog stand. Well, no, not really in COVID. Hold on. This is going to be a positive. I want something positive. You can open up an online newsletter. Add to the fight. But here's the problem. We're not going to do that. You're going to continue down the I don't know what's going on path until you get annihilated. I'm sorry, that's just what's going to happen. And I'm not talking to one individual. I'm talking like as a group. So therefore, that reality seeming like it's the one we choose, I guess it's kind of important for you to understand as an individual. Are you going to go to heaven? Are you going to go to hell? Are you going to go to purgatory? Are you going to be reincarnated? Are you going to Shangri-La? Are you going to the third level of heaven? Are you going to Valhalla? Are you going to the Great Walkabout? One thing I'm thinking is crystal clear by now. No matter where you end up, either way, eternity, it's going to get bored. It's going to get boring. The only way it does not get boring is if by some magical way, whenever you come to after you leave here, you forget all this. You forget everything. You learn everything all over again. That's the only way to stay sane in an eternal existence that you're already a part of. The moment you were born, essentially, the clock started ticking. And when that clock ends, you're done. You see, everything I've talked about for the past 30 minutes has been a build-up to why getting this reparation in this lifetime, getting economically validated right here, right fucking now, pal. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come, at least in the form in which you're expecting it to. Not next decade, certainly not next century. We need the shit today. We already know that this fiat currency is a joke. Money's created, value is assessed. Honestly, at this point, the lack of reparations is a lack of empathy by the ruling class. I guess some of that old Southern money still trickled down. I want to squeeze the Negro for what happened in the war of aggression. War of aggression. You see, if they cannot have you in physical change, my friends, they opted to have everyone in monetary chains. That's why those old fat, greasy, nasty bankers can get the prettiest girl in town, at least for a night. And typically that's all you will want her for anyhow, if she's that way. It's only the pure chicks that they despise, the ones that they desire they can never have because she has integrity. And she also has power. See, all this, I've been watching a lot of, I guess, research material. And the chicks nowadays in these shows, I don't care what show, it could be a comedy, it could be a goofy romance and bullshit. But all the chicks, it's like, it's, as long as there's two people fighting, and if one has, I call it the power of the vajayjay. One has a vajayjay. No matter how big the other opponent is, the vajayjay always wins. Jesus, they took the pure and they twisted it. You know, before men started pledging allegiance to each other or an organization, they used to pledge it to their woman. There used to be an untold deal saying, I'm willing to die for you and the family. I'm willing to ensure that this thing moves forward through my strength. But that's been zapped away. Zap, 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 zap. Now we have a situation where everybody's still a fat banker man and dollars must be given. Like I said, they'll break the chain of still. The monetary chains goes deeper anyways. And it's all about control, ain't it? Well, let's be honest. I've known brother after brother after brother after brother after brother that was utterly destroyed, bankrupt, basically sent into poverty. Most of the way these dudes I'm talking about got out of it was going to disability or some other avenue of residual income. But the divorce and child support destroyed these fellers. Destroyed them. Even if they did get another chick or whatever, they're just like a shell of the former selves. And the ladies don't fare much better. 9 times out of 10, they end up single. Now, they'll have a swinging dick from month to month, time to time, you know. There's still going to be a nut bucket, whether they want to accept that universal fact or not. It just won't be a special one. But anyhow, After this social experiment that has taken down basically the institution and the ideal of partnership and family building, we're basically in a point in time socially where we're dealing with selfish individuals looking for what am I going to get out of it. Now, that's all the winners of the world. That's what they wake up thinking. What am I going to get out today? I'm going to use this 1440 for something that I benefit from. And they do. And they do. Either we get serious about this reparation or we let this whole energy right now, this whole life force be snuffed out. Right now, the ideal and concept of reparation has been in the womb for about 100 years. Or almost 200 years. My bad. Almost 200 years. It is time for us to lock arms and protect the womb so that the baby of reparation can be born into this world, because they're trying everything to block it. I see the doctor coming with the scaffold to cut the belly open to try to take it and suck its brains out. And the only reason why reparations should be on your mind too, friend, is if it doesn't come, your little statistics lies. We know they lie. If it doesn't come, then instead of reparations being made in dollars, in cents, it's going to come back as, well, I'll let that be a surprise for you and yours. We must realize that we, the useless eaters, the sheeple, slated for deletions, human cordwood, we all have one thing in common. That is, this is our fucking planet. And there's also another thing in common. Freedom. We desire freedom. We desire liberty. And you cannot ascertain either if you're not economically viable and validated. Reparations is just an economic tool. It's up to the energy or the soul or the spirit in that vessel to do with that economic hand up what thou wilt. That's the pre-programming. In other words, what I'm saying ultimately is true freedom, true liberty begins in the mind, in the heart. From these two regions, if done correctly, then the physical body will be rewarded. We have to be on one page, y'all. If we don't want reparations as a group, then trust me, there's forces out there to ensure just that. But if we do want reparations as a group, and those of you who don't want to accept a check, you want to be above it all, by all means, do that. Be above it all. We could give your portion. Fuck it. We can give your portions to people overseas. Do it like that. But be down with the ideal of economically validating all members of a traditional, disenfranchised class of people. And I don't want to hear no shameless bullshit about, well, how are we going to divvy up the money? Trust me, the money can be divvied up quite equitably amongst everyone. And that being said, ultra wealthy club stockpiles cash as economic fears grows. Gold bigger bubble than tech. See, the only reason why people think gold's valuable is because some old ancient oligarch, like, I want gold. Hollywood said fire Tucker Carlson. I don't give a fuck about him. Yeah, they're gonna continue. They're gonna continue playing basketball. They don't give a shit. You know why? Because those basketball people want to be economically viable. Isn't this that Mayor Lightfoot stay at home? Oh my god, I wish you guys could see this chick's eyes. You see her eyes? Oh my god. Okay. Teen boy tortured, raped, buried alive in Sweden. AI in head. Well, I already told you, Elon set the reveal device that connects brain to computer. Okay. So while they still need a few peasants in tech support, all right, they need a few peasants in tech support. There's your new deity. Another 12 years. Bare minimum. Just think if you could upload his consciousness to a computer. Of course, it has to be an orange Apple computer. My friends, we talked about heaven today. We talked about reparations. And we talked about the antichrist. I almost guarantee that YouTube's gonna find some bullshit. They're gonna try some shady shit to demonetize this video. I haven't dropped the F bomb once. I had said nothing about alternative lifestyles. Haven't mentioned the rainbow or the Skittle crew. Hell, I didn't even tell any state secrets. But you watch. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to say, oh, well, this video, blah, blah, blah. Because this is really upsetting. I want to show you guys the numbers before I dismiss the class and you guys go on about your lives. And I go back into the ivory tower. Become a damn mushroom. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you our channel. Now, we made some super headway. I'm not going to lie. 4,200 subscribers. These numbers are basically a lot better. We're only down 2% from like 30%. We're only down 2% for 23. And we're only down 7% from like, I think it was damn near 60%. All right. Liberty or Privilege is the top video for the channel right now. But I'm gonna go over here to videos so you guys can see the real tragedy. You know what? I might play that one because we got a few moments. Hold on, I'm gonna show you this, and then we're gonna end with this. But look at this shit here. Look, video yesterday. Red, ineligible, limited, limit. Limited, 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 and then we have ineligible, limited, blah 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 blah. So like I said, YouTube's working extra hard. So, but let's do this one here, y'all. Oh man, I need a. Hey everybody, welcome to TPIM. That's our live. I'm True Fire's Mind, and guess what, y'all? We got some guns today. All right, we got some guns today. Got a little target over here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, there's a little can right there. And the way to do this is I'll use the 45. Hopefully it will not jam. Yes. And it did jam. It did jam. But it got cleared. And there is actually one in the chamber. Oh. There you go. That's how you do it. You just line it up with your finger and you blast the motherfucker. Now, had a little issue with the 45. But this is the one. Excuse me, y'all. This is the one I was wanting to shoot anyways. The 30-30. All right. Mossberg. Damn, I got too many bullets, y'all. All right. So let me put a couple rounds in this. Let's put like 3 rounds in it, huh? How about that? My hands are sweaty. It's extremely hot where I'm at. All right. Now let's get the can back up. How about that? Now it's already took down. Oh, it was great shooting out there that day. It's hot. Oh, God, it was hot. Oh, my God, it's hot. Hopefully you guys can see that over there. Let me see. There's like a green can right there, right? Now for the 30-30, I will be putting on my hearing protection. All right. Look down the sight. I see my target. And I exhale and shoot. That's how you do it. All right. Let's go down here and see what we did. Man, this is a bar. just want to show you guys. Here's the target. Obviously, this gas right here is the 3030. And that was the 9. I must hit the 45 up here too. I just caught the side of that. So yeah, I'm using I didn't shoot it with the 45 yet. My bad. It was just a 9 and the 3030 that Can got hit with. Yeah. All right. Now, let me see. What all have I used? I can't really use too much of this ammo because this is my hollow points. I messed up and grabbed a bunch of hollow points instead of full metal jacket. Let me see. Let me put another one in here. This is ready to be loaded. You know what? Let me just empty out this gun real quick. All right. Because I really don't like rolling around with loaded weapons. And I'll put this back up when I get to the house. This is some really quick video. Just a little gunplay. Oh, another hollow point. Got it that time. All right. It's hot. I'm burning up. You know, I just wanted to teach you guys about going out, actually using your weapons. You know, getting used to them. See, this son of a bitch is still loaded. All right. All right, yeah. Stay armed. Stay informed. Love you all. Peace and power. Unity, dignity, and liberation. I'm out.
Tonight, the major blow to the